Our next presenter is Mayor Bill de Blasio. For an event like this, we typically put out the call to top elected officials, ask them if they can find time to join us and make a presentation. We knew that the mayor would have a lot going on in his first month in office, but we also knew there was a good chance that Mayor de Blasio would say yes to this invitation because the people we are honoring today are the people he often spoke about in his campaign, people who are hardworking New Yorkers who love the city. And the great thing about the subway is that there is no Tale of Two Cities narrative underground. We are all riding the subway together. We all benefit from the actions of our Hometown Heroes nominees. Please welcome our next presenter, Mayor Bill de Blasio.
I didn't get to watch you going over the newspapers, so I really don't know what's going on in New York City this morning. I think it is impressive, Pat, that we all associate truth with you, and if we don't see those papers, we literally feel disoriented every morning. So thank you for what you do for New York City. Let's thank Pat for being a great master of ceremonies. Well, I have an all-star team of folks to acknowledge who have been a part of this gathering today. Obviously, my friend TW Local 100 President John Samuelson, MTA Chairman Tom Prendergast, Daily News Editor-in-Chief Colin Myler, Daily News publisher Bill Holliber, the 15 MTA employees being honored as the Hometown Heroes, who we are all so proud of today, and the family and friends who've come with them to share this incredible moment. I want to thank our great comptroller, Scott Stringer, and someone who I am so honored to have brought back to New York City service, Commissioner Bill Bratton of the NYPD. Let's thank them all for what they do. Very proud to present the next award to a true hometown hero, Jihad Abed. And this is a man of true courage. This is an extraordinary story. Classic situation. When that moment of truth comes, what does each of us choose to do? This is a man who could have turned away in a difficult situation, could have minded his own business, but instead he stood up for the underdog, broke up a fight on the bus that he was driving through the central Bronx last October. Literally stepped in, broke up the fight, threw the vicious attackers out the front door of the bus, locked it shut, stopped the fight from happening, and potentially saved a life in the process. This is an example of a person who saw something and did something about it. Mr. Abed, we thank you for your service and your vigilance. It's people like you who help keep New York City safe. Let's bring Mr. Abed forward.
We'll have the two of you move toward the center for a photo.
You have a protocol here. Pat knows exactly what to do in this situation. All right, you hold what?
You're the mayor.
All right.
Yeah, all right.
Pat is authorized. Paparazzi, they're everywhere. I'm going to just say a few general points because I want to talk about not just these extraordinary heroes, but I want to talk about the men and women of the MTA and what the MTA does for us every day. You know, we often hear different things around the world described as the eighth wonder of the world. It's one of the great overused phrases. Some in journalism sometimes use that phrase, Pat. But with the MTA, we may have found a candidate worthy for the title. It really may be the eighth wonder of the world. With enough subway tracks to stretch to Chicago, more than 230 bus routes, one of the greatest transit systems history has ever seen. Each year it serves more than 2.3 billion riders, 2.3 billion trips taken on this system. What's most impressive about the MTA isn't the numbers, it's the people behind the wheel of our buses and our trains. These are unsung heroes whose names we don't usually know, whose faces we often don't see, but they are the real engines fueling the MTA. Brave men and women often get up earlier in the morning than a lot of us, work longer than many of us, see their families less than many of us because of long shifts and odd hours. These are all hometown heroes. We're celebrating folks of particular valor today, and we should. But there's a heroism in the lives of everyday working men and women, and putting up with every possible challenge to make sure that our lives go better. Today we pay tribute to these individuals, but also to all the people who do this work. They not only inspire us with their stories of courage and self-sacrifice, but they motivate us to be a little bit better ourselves. And whether it's risking one's life to save someone else, comforting a father of two at his darkest hour, they show us that one brave move, one act of kindness at the right time can literally save someone's lives. Take Johnny Goings. He's a guy who can't swim, never had even been in a boat before, and then paddled an inflated raft out to save coworkers trapped by Hurricane Sandy's floodwaters. Or look at Danny Hay, who did a 100-yard dash for all he was worth to flag down an oncoming train and keep it from hitting a man who'd fallen onto the subway tracks. Each of these people we're honoring today is truly a hero. They literally meet the definition. And look, any one of us might feel afraid at any given point, but it's those who look past their fears and overcome them that have shown us the best that humanity has to offer. Every one of us should only hope in that moment that we are as brave and resolute as the people we're honoring today. So I want to thank the hometown heroes for their extraordinary example. They've given us all a lesson how to act when the chips are down and when the lives of others are on the line. I want to offer my warmest congratulations to all of them, to their family, their friends who support them. Just say on behalf of the people of New York City, we are profoundly grateful. You've set an example for all of us today. And it's something we look forward to learning from each and every day. And just one more thing I'd like to say. It's always important to say a few words in Spanish. So I'm going to share some with you. Lo más impresionante de la MTA no son sus cifras, son la gente que conduce nuestros trenes y nuestros autobuses. Ustedes son los héroes olvidados, cuyos nombres usualmente no conocemos y cuyas caras a menudo nos vemos. Sin embargo, ustedes son los verdaderos motores que impulsan a la MTA. A nuestros héroes de la ciudad, gracias por su servicio y gracias por su ejemplo extraordinario. Y muchas gracias a Pat Tierney. Pat asked for a translation of that. I said, many thanks to you, Pat. Well done. Thank you, everyone.